Now, their party is on life support in the polls, so you'd have thought Tory MPs would jump at a rare opportunity to salvage the next election by supporting Rishi Sunak's Nut Zero U-turn. But the PM was savaged not only by the Green Agenda media, but also Tory wets on his own benches who are seemingly happy to hand Sir Keir the keys to number 10, with some even threatening letters of no confidence.
He said it's potentially the greatest mistake of his premiership so far.
There are reports tonight of Tory MPs considering submitting letters of no confidence in Rishi Sunak.
Well, I've seen on the WhatsApp groups, Conservative Environment Network, many MPs very concerned about the messaging.
What Rishi Sunak is doing looks a lot like framing a vaccine policy in order to appease anti-vaxxers. He's looked at the science, and then he's looked at some idiots on Facebook and he's thought, I'm going with the idiots on Facebook.
But what Rishi Sunak is doing is electorally stupid as well as environmentally hugely damaging.
Justin Rowlatt is here with me.
Switching to electric vehicles, heat pumps, making our homes more efficient is good for the country. There's been a consensus between all the main parties on the importance of tackling climate change. This move could breach that consensus and potentially politicise tackling climate change.
Because as if it's not a political issue. That guy's not a reporter. He's an activist. MPs, including Chris Skidmore, who you saw there, Sir Alex Sharma and Simon Clarke, had no qualms teaming up with the likes of failed London Mayor Sadiq Khan and the biased MSM to try and give Sunak a kicking. So, Adam Brooks, so much to unpick here. The media is out of control on this story. This is like Brexit to me.
I was just thinking
they
this
have no idea how ordinary folk outside the Westminster bubble actually feel about Nut
These
Zero.
people are deranged. They were deranged over Brexit. They're deranged over this climate con. I'm sorry, it's a con. Net zero is an absolute con. It's based on models and heavily funded scientists that have manipulated governments and ministers.
But we're not the problem
no,
anyway.
We're not.
We're not the problem. We're less than 1% of carbon emissions.
I cannot believe that there would be so many idiotic MPs within the Conservative party that would go against what Rishi Sunak...
Should Sunak threaten to remove the whip?
I think he should, because they are so far removed from what the average person in this country thinks. It is scary that these people are actually Conservative MPs.
Well, the thing is, Christine, they're not really Conservative.
You've taken the words out of my mouth.
They need to go and join the Lib Dems. In fact, Zach Goldsmith, really nice guy, but maybe he should go and vote.
You're absolutely right. They have no place in the Tory party. And you mentioned Brexit, one of you, I'm not sure which. Brexit saw a fabulous clear-out of the Social Democrats who were sheltering in the Tory party, the what was her name, the Anna Soubrys, etc., etc. They went. And this Net Zero business, Nut Zero, has become...
You don't have to say that. It's not a rule.
It's not a rule.
Well, let's make it.
You'll still be invited back, Christine.
I don't want to be thrown off,
I might not
the
be,
Wednesday sofa. Where was I? It's become a religion, that's the point.
Yeah.
And you've only got to look at all the people who you've just shown, some of them, who are against what Rishi Sunak has just
Christine,
done, to make you realise he's doing the right thing.
Well, indeed. Look at this, by the way. Can you believe this? The globalists out in force. Al Gore criticising Sunak tonight. Watch.
Well, that ought...
Any message
General
from Mr.
Assembly.
Sunak, though, who's going back on his net zero policy? How disappointed are you, sir?
Well, I think it's unfortunate that he would do that. And I think the people of the United Kingdom largely agree that it's the wrong decision.
Do you have a message for the Prime Minister, sir?
That's for people of the United Kingdom to address, and I certainly disagree with him.
Yes, it is. So don't misrepresent how we feel, Al Gore.
No.
Because we don't disagree with this.
That guy's got private jets, or has had private jets, and he lectures us on climate change. What a hypocrite.
What a hypocrite. People have been completely and utterly brainwashed by people...
So Paul Matthew wants to get in.
Well, Matthew...
I was just wondering if I was going to be allowed.
Come on, Matthew.
We need some balance here, Matthew. Come on.
Look, so the only person who should have the whip removed is Rishi Sunak, because they were all elected. I mean, I'm guessing that some people around me voted Tory at the last election.
You
voted.
No, I didn't.
But Adam, did you?
I did in 2019.
Yeah, exactly. And you voted for Nut Zero, as it's been dubbed tonight. So
Matthew,
they've gone back on the manifesto commitments.
Come on, you must accept.
Boris was absolutely
by the way,
clear.
Sunak was happy to criticise the former Conservative prime ministers today as well, because you must accept Theresa May, she sort of slipped net zero in as she was out the door. There was no debate, there was no discussion, there was no scrutiny.
Boris was certainly very keen, and Boris made environmentalism...
I disagree totally with what he said.
She slipped a time bomb under the table and lit the fuse, and then, as you say...
So they certainly shouldn't remove the whip from the brave people standing up for what for the right thing and standing up for the country's future.
MP. Even Tony Blair says there is nothing that we do in this country that makes one bit of difference to the climate.
Exactly.
That's Tony Blair, and I hate Tony Blair. Right? And he says it. He's your hero.
He was my hero when I was 19. I'll show you the picture later.
It's all
I had hair.
But the point is, Sunak, who is someone who I've criticised a lot, he was pitch perfect today.
He was.
The speech was 3,300 words. I never thought I'd say this about a Rishi Sunak speech. Didn't love the delivery, but I loved every
the slogan said it all.
Word.
Long-term decisions for a brighter future.
Because you know what? I feel like he's been watching a lot of what folk like me have been saying over the past few years, because actually he crunched the numbers, and that's what's so important. People need to know China's carbon emissions up 300%. America, flat. They haven't reduced it at all.
But Dan,
we have halved.
But Dan,
if we are the leader,
and that's why.
This.
But we need to keep going and making sensible changes.
But Matthew, we've
done enough.
It makes no difference. We are 1% of emissions, and if we can push our country down to the floor.
Remember, the Chinese are making the things that we consume.
It's an iota of difference to the planet.
And by the way, Adam, as you know, I say this as an environmentalist. You know, Margaret Thatcher, she turned around what we did in terms of carbon emissions. We've done what we need. But final word, Adam.
I think this is very important. If he sticks to his word, and that's a big if, because he U-turns a lot, he may have just saved this country from green socialism.
Let's hope so.